I love the lifestyle that you've been able to create where you can just say, there's a good deal. I have plenty of points. I think I will go check out Poland. That sounds like a good time. I think many of us that have the 9 to 5s, we're a little more restricted in the time off we can have or family schedules. The combination of hopefully enough miles and points to fly you and whoever you're traveling with, perhaps to a location at the last minute when the right deal comes along. And in your combination of having the freedom to do so is outstanding. And of course, allows me to join you and talk about all the great trips you've been going on.
Yes, a solo trip. This time I had a great time with it. I met a friend in Poland as well. I booked this about a year ago. This had me flying out of Newark. And in the last few weeks, it wasn't good news about Newark. It's May 29th, we're recording. There happened to be an NJ transit strike. I was planning on taking trains and buses to get to Newark from Philadelphia, but that fell through. That got derailed. So I ended up doing something creative as I was talking with past podcast guest Mark Konczynski, saying that he had booked park and stay rates at different hotels. I was wondering if Hilton had something like this. So I called my Hilton Honors Diamond line and spoke with a concierge at Hilton. I said I wanted to book a park and stay, and it was necessary for me to split the transaction between multiple cards because I have all these Hilton credits, these $50 Hilton quarterly credits on Hilton Surpass credit cards and Business Platinums. They found a hotel. This was Hilton Hampton Inn, Elizabeth, New Jersey, that had a park and stay rate that I did not have to pay the full amount in advance. I was able to pay at property, so they just needed a credit card to hold the reservation. I pulled out my trusty pocketbook of cards and split tender $50 and paid for that using the Hilton credits, which I thought was really nice rather than going to a restaurant and using it for food or once again wailing out at a spa.
I think that is a fantastic tip. One, that you were able to call the concierge line, or what was it, the Hilton Diamond line, and that
Yes.
they were able to locate a stay and fly or stay and park rate for you at a hotel that worked. And I guess you didn't ask him if I could use gift cards there, but it sounds like it turned out that you could.
Yes, that was acceptable as well because they took
Yeah.
credit
And
cards.
so you're able to split that up. Fantastic. What a way to start the trip with all those wins.
Yes, and I had the little lifestyle enhancement of getting to the hotel the night before, which I'm increasingly been a fan of rather than having to get up early, drive out in the morning, potentially be rushing. Philly to Newark, not the biggest drive, maybe about an hour and a half, but it was nice to leave the night before, have breakfast in the hotel, use the hotel shuttle to get to the airport. So that was nice too. I didn't need to Uber. It wasn't a fantastic property by any means. It was a Hampton Inn that was pretty standard, but I got there late. I slept, had breakfast, and left my car there. It was about $240 for a week of parking and one night. So that was quite nice. If I were to have been able to change the reservation, which Air Canada wouldn't let me do that. They said, oh, you can't have the flight to Toronto the night before because it was Newark to Toronto and then Toronto to Warsaw. I would have flown to Toronto, stayed a night in Toronto, and had that peace of mind to not have to deal with issues of delays or cancellations given all the drama going on in Newark. But they were able to move the connecting flight a few hours earlier. I ended up with a better layover in Toronto, and thankfully no significant delays at Newark.